Hi, dog. Yes, I have to say that I am so proud of you. When I saw the comment from our viewer who said that we should make something called Puppy Chow, I thought, hey, maybe we'll have Dog make it with us. But then we realized it has chocolate in it. Yeah, and dogs can't have chocolate. But you thought that the Puppy Chow would make a really nice present for all our friends. So Dog is a very nice dog. Yes. Oh, yes, you're a very nice dog. And we are making a 3-ingredient recipe that has been suggested to us by one of our viewers. This viewer's name is Jazzy Puppet.
Jazzy Puppet?
Jazzy Puppet. Yep. And they have a channel in which there are lots of cool things for kids, including making crafts. They make things like slime. They also no, the slime that you pull apart. Okay, and then and they also talk about toys and all sorts of things like that. So I'm going to link that channel down below, so you can check out Jazzy Puppet and give them a thanks for suggesting this video, because they not only suggested the recipe, they gave us an idea of how to make the recipe, and we used it. So you may think that Puppy Chow is something for dogs, but it's actually a delicious sweet treat that has some chocolate in it, and we will show you how to make it just after this. Okay, so you might be a little bit confused by the name Puppy Chow. I think because it looks a little bit like Puppy Chow, because of the shape and how it looks in a bowl. I think that's the reason that it's called that. But actually, this is a traditional sweet southern treat. It's also called Muddy Buddies. Yep, and it's usually made with chocolate, peanut butter, some cereal, and then some other things that you can throw in there. We are really, really narrowing it down to just 3 ingredients. Yep, and you know what? That's 3. And it came out very, very well, I will say. You don't know, but I know. But we will find a nice treat for you for helping out with this. So let's get to the ingredients. Our first ingredient is Chex. You can use any square kind of woven cereal like this. Chex is the one that everybody knows, like Chex Mix. This is a sweet Chex Mix, but you can also use this if you wanted to make the traditional kind with the Worcestershire sauce and yeah, and the peanuts and all of that. We are going to use, for this recipe, we're going to use 4 cups of Chex Mix, and you can use corn. One more. 4 cups of the Chex Mix of your choice. We're using corn. You can use rice Chex, wheat Chex, whatever type of Chex cereal you like. Now this was a very clever thing that Jazzy Puppet suggested. Because we only have 3 ingredients to work with, we have to combine the chocolate and the peanut butter together. How are we going to do that? By cheating? Well, we are kind of. We are using these little Reese's Minis peanut butter cups. Now, the chocolate and peanut butter is in a specific ratio in the original recipe. I'm using these unwrapped minis for a couple of reasons. One, because I don't want to unwrap a lot of yeah, I don't want to unwrap a whole lot of little Reese's peanut butter cups. But also, these only have a little bit of peanut butter in each one, whereas the larger the peanut butter cups get, the more peanut butter there is in it, and I wanted more chocolate than peanut butter. Yeah, so we are going to use 1 8-ounce package, which is 1 cup of Reese's Minis. That's 1. And then our final ingredient is confectioner's sugar. You like sugar. Sugar is also not very good for dogs, so I know, but we will get you a good treat. So this is powdered sugar, confectioner's sugar, sometimes called icing sugar. This is what keeps the Muddy Buddies from sticking together, and it just finishes it off. And for this recipe, we're going to use 1 cup. 1. Let's see how to make this. We are starting off with a 8-ounce package. That's 1 cup of mini peanut butter cups. I have that in a microwave safe bowl, and I'm going to microwave this until they are melted. Alright, these are nicely melted. I don't want this to get too hot, but I also want it to be nicely melted enough for this to coat my Chex cereal. So now I'm going to take my corn squares, or Chex cereals. This is corn Chex. I have 4 cups, and I'm just going to mix this really well until all of the cereal is well coated. I have a very large Ziploc bag. This is 2 gallons. I am using a very large one so that the candy has enough room for it to all get coated and there's enough air that's trapped in the bag so it doesn't all clump together. Into this bag I am putting 1 cup of confectioner's sugar, and to this I'm just going to add my coated cereal. And now that I have as much air as I can trapped in this bag with my cereal and my sugar, I'm just going to toss it to coat every piece. Now once you've seen that all of the cereal is as coated as you can get it with the sugar, I am just going to pour this out onto a parchment-lined baking sheet. And I'm going to spread them out just a little bit, just so that these can cool down without sticking together. This isn't a necessary step. The powdered sugar will keep these from sticking together. That's why you do it. But because we're not using a traditional melting chocolate or chocolate chips, which are a little bit more stabilized, I want these to have the biggest chance of cooling without clumping together. So I'm actually going to throw this into the fridge for about a half an hour, and then we can bag these up and give them a taste. Well, how do they look, dog? They look good, but of course these aren't for dogs. I'm sorry. I know, but you're very nice to make these for other people. So this Puppy Chow, or Muddy Buddies, is very sweet, has a very light peanut butter flavor, definitely can taste the chocolate, and the powdered sugar makes it very sweet and also keeps it from sticking together. Now we have a big bowl of this, and of course dog can't eat it, so we are going to try making this into gifts for our friends, right? Yep, and this makes a great treat. You can just put a cup of in a little bag and tie it with a pretty ribbon, and then you're all set. Well, did you have fun making this recipe, dog? Well, thank you again. I really do have to say that you are a very nice dog for making something that you can't even eat. Yep. But you had a good time, right? If people had a good time watching, what can they do? Share. You can share. If you share this video on Facebook, on Twitter, or just let your friends know that you watch 3 ingredient recipes, it really helps us out a lot. Anything else they can do? They can subscribe, right. If you subscribe to our channel just by hitting the button below, it will let you know when we have a new video up, and also a new video when George and Dog are up on Sundays. Or Sullivan Spaniel, who's another dog, he's up on Wednesdays and he talks about trying to be famous. You could also leave a comment down below. Like we said, Jazzy Puppet left us this comment about making this puppy chow, and we made it and it turned out great. So we would definitely like to hear from you about any other recipes you'd like us to try. Now we have a big bowl of that puppy chow here, and we need to package that up and give it to our friends for Christmas. Why don't we go do that? Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Oh, I heard you guys are making something called puppy chow. I'm a dog. I could make puppy chow. This is the episode that you could have a dog on. Guys, I never make it in time to be on here. Quite a mystery.